He's like, whoa, what are you doing? All right, buddy, I'll leave you alone. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Of course, if you're new here, please consider subscribing, give the video a like, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the shoe that we're going to be talking about today. I am reviewing the Topo Athletic Pursuit 2. The word of the day is engaging, so we'll come back to that as we talk about the shoe. Check out my affiliate links down in the pinned comment or the description below. I've really been liking my T8 gear. I've got this iced tea shirt and their Sherpa shorts, which have an integrated waist belt, so I can carry things like my phone, keys, GoPro battery, a couple gels, everything that I need for a run. There's a discount code to them, as well as Hydra Pack and the feed. So check out those affiliate links. I would really appreciate it. All right, moving on with the run as the sun comes out. It is a beautiful morning today. Absolutely gorgeous out here. As for the Topo Pursuit 2, we're going to be talking about the build quality, the comfort, the performance, and the value. But first, voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about some of the specs and features of the Pursuit 2?
Topo states, you go hard on the trails. With Pursuit 2, you can go even harder. Our zero drop cushion trail runner returns with the same fit and stack height you love. Now with our updated zip foam midsole formula for a softer, more responsive, and lighter ride. Our Vibram Mega Grip outsole delivers best-in-class grip and durability to inspire total confidence on the trails. We added our specialty FKT insole to allow for quick drainage in wet conditions and a lightly woven, durable recycled mesh upper so nothing slows you down. As for some of those specs and features, you get an anatomical and roomy toe box, zip foam EVA midsole, FKT insoles which are beaded foam, recycled engineered mesh upper, lace loops that hold the tongue in place, but it's also worth mentioning that the tongue is gusseted. Gator compatible, Vibram Mega Grip outsole with 6mm lugs, which is exactly the same as in the Mountain Racer 3 trail shoe, 28mm stack, zero drop, weighing in at 297 grams or 10.5 ounces in a men's size 9, and a US MSRP of $145. I should also mention that Topo did send me the shoe for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are strictly my own, and all the B-roll footage that you're about to see in this video was recorded after this run, so you're seeing the shoe in its current state after about 50 miles. Chad, back over to you.
I've been really impressed with Topo's shoes as of late, and certainly the Pursuit 2 is no exception. It's been a really fun, engaging, there's that word, and comfortable shoe. And while it seems to have, on the surface, a lot in common with the Topo Mountain Racer 3, it also seems to be a shoe of its own, something just a little bit different, and something that competes really well against all the other zero drop shoes out there. Altra, I hope you're keeping an eye out on this. As for that build quality, it seems that Topo took all the basics that make a shoe really good and then amped it up just a little bit in the Pursuit 2 to make it a great shoe. The upper choice of materials are breathable, durable, and just all around really nice. I don't think you're gonna have longevity issues with that upper. You do get some really nice overlays around the toe cap. The toe cap seems to be pretty stout as well. You can see that. So I'm pushing pretty hard, and it's not really budging. So I would really like the overlays there. Just add some really good protection. And around the eyelet chain, there seems to be some really nice reinforcements here. I forgot to mention, again, on the tongue, you do get these little, I call them lace loops. I'm not sure if you can see that right there, but there's these little loops that the laces feed through. So in addition to the tongue being gusseted, you have those lace loops that hold the tongue in place so it doesn't drift off to the side very much at all. So I think that just adds to the, I don't know if that'd be build quality or comfort. That's not just a gimmick, but it's actually functional as well. There's also some really nice structure in the heel. Moving on to the midsole, you get that zip foam midsole. And what I've seen in their other shoes, and this shoe again is no exception, it's a pretty resilient midsole and it should last a really long time. And then lastly, on that outsole, you have the Vibram Mega Grip with those 6mm lugs. You really can't go wrong with the Vibram outsole. Really good quality, also should last a long time, and I'm really not seeing much signs of wear even after 50 miles in the shoe. So I feel like Topo did a really good job on the overall build quality. Good choice of materials and structure, overlays. That midsole is really nice. The Vibram outsole, the individual components are great in of themselves, but they also brought it all together in a package that is just really, really nice. So I'm gonna give the build quality a 9 out of 10. Moving on to comfort. I'll just come out and say comfort is very nice. It's a shoe that I can run all day, every day in, and that means a lot. It's a zero drop shoe with 28mm of stack, which in today's standards is not a lot, but I have no concerns at all with that. And the underfoot comfort, like I was saying, it just remains comfortable all day. You also get a really nice insole. It's kind of a responsive midsole with a little bit of arch support. The upper also hugs your foot comfortably around the midfoot and certainly around the ankle and heel. Nice, secure hold, but something that doesn't rub or have any hot spots or redness. Never experienced any of that or blisters, nothing like that in the shoe. And then in the toe box, you have some nice room for your toes to splay out, which is pretty typical for Topo athletic shoes. So nice and roomy toe box, but still a secure hold around the rest of your foot. So when the trail starts getting technical or sideways, foot's not moving around unnecessarily in the shoe. Future Chad here, forgot to mention on comfort about the tongue and the laces. The tongue is gusseted right above the eyelet chain, and it is nicely, slightly densely, not overly plush, but nicely padded. The laces, never felt them digging into the top of my foot. It's really easy to get the dialed in fit with those laces that you need. You don't have to adjust it or change it later in the run. High remarks on comfort from that perspective as well. Moving back down to the midsole, the zip foam feels not quite as soft in this shoe as it does in their Mountain Racer 3, but it does seem to be just a little bit more reactive, very comfortable on the trails. And I also think that the midsole in this shoe offers a little bit better underfoot protection against protruding rocks and roots. It does not have a rock plate, but I don't feel that you need one. All in all, comfort has surprised me. And I've found that no matter how long I run in the shoe, my foot remains very comfortable. So I'm gonna give comfort also a 9 out of 10. Now moving on to the performance of the shoe, probably what you want to know most. So as mentioned earlier, the upper is very breathable, and that insole is made of a beaded material designed not to hold on to or absorb and retain water. So the materials on the shoe are such that there's not really much that's going to hold on to water. And I think we need to give it a water test. So we're gonna soak our feet. Whew. That's a little cold. All right, the water is coming up about halfway over my foot, definitely soaking into the shoe. Now let's continue on the trail here and see how it does with water shedding. I gotta say, I'm really impressed with water shedding. I could feel the water just kind of pushing out of the shoe. There was some initial squishiness from the water, not even a quarter mile later, and the water is pretty much all but dissipated completely from the shoe. So I think the only thing that's holding on to the water now at this point are my socks. So thumbs up for water shedding. Yeah, I wouldn't hesitate to take this on a river or stream crossing. No hesitation at all. All right, coming up to the top of the ridge here. Such a beautiful view. Beautiful morning for sure. Whew. There's the sun again. All right, continuing on. Moving on with performance. Let's start with that outsole, the Vibram Mega Grip outsole with those 6mm lugs, just doing a phenomenal job. Really high performing outsole that just provides plenty of grip, lots of confidence, just digs into the dirt and the rocks, allows you to just concentrate on your running. It's just a lot of fun. Really liking the outsole, and for what it's worth, it's extremely similar, if not actually identical, to the Topo Mountain Racer 3. The midsole is also high performing. I feel like it balances enough good cushioning with an engaging, responsive midsole. And there's that word again, engaging. I feel engaged with the trail and my running. You do get a little bit of a rocker shape that helps encourage and promote a transition into your toes. And while this isn't the shoe that I would probably choose to use for those speedier, faster runs, that midsole will reward you when you do so. Now the shoe comes in just under 300 grams in weight, and on the surface that seems a little heavy, but the shoe doesn't feel heavy or clunky underfoot at all. It feels way more lightweight and nimble than the specs lead you to believe, which just adds to the overall performance feeling in this shoe. The upper holds your foot nicely in place. I also mentioned about the upper and the secure fit. My ankle is held really nicely in place. There's some good padding around the ankle and the heel. And then when the trail starts to get quite, off camber or more technical, where you have lots of undulating ups and downs, the shoe just continues to perform really well. I mean, I guess the best way to describe it is that when I'm running in the Pursuit 2, I'm not thinking about the shoe, I'm just thinking about my run. So the shoe isn't distracting, it doesn't get in the way, just allows you to run. And that says a lot about its performance. Last thing that I'll mention about performance is that I feel very secure in this shoe. My feet feel planted and engaged, there's that word again, with the trail, but in a very confidence-inspiring type of way. The midsole does flare out just a little bit around the toe box, the medial and lateral side. So that helps add a little bit of stability on landing, but it's not bulky or intrusive by any means. It's otherwise a very neutral shoe, so keep that in mind, but I've really liked it. And from a performance perspective, it just does what it needs to do. So we're gonna give performance a 9 out of 10. So now what about value? At $145 US MSRP, I think that's a pretty good buy. It also undercuts the competition, Altra Tim 5, by about 10 bucks. And I don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Even though Topo did send me this shoe for the purpose of review, I would spend my own money on this shoe. I've really enjoyed it. And I feel like you're getting a quality build, a shoe that's comfortable, that you can run in all day, every day, and one that performs really well and does exactly what you need it to do every time. And while $145 is still a lot to spend, I feel like it's worth it. And whether you choose the Pursuit 2 or Topo's Mountain Racer 3, which is a few bucks more, I feel like you're getting a shoe that's gonna last a long time and that you can do all your training and ultra racing in. So value also gets a 9 out of 10. Whew. Look at this view. Yeah, just pretty much gorgeous. Pretty lucky. Feel very blessed to be able to be out here, have these local trails. Just wonderful. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a zero drop daily trainer shoe that you can also do some ultra running in, then the Pursuit 2 is definitely a shoe that I recommend. Now, inevitably, I'm sure I've forgotten to mention something, so drop a comment down below if you have any questions. Let me know what you think about the shoe. Good morning. Is this a shoe you're eyeing, that you're interested in, that you're looking to maybe buy? Or is zero drop maybe not quite your thing and there's a different shoe that you're eyeing altogether? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for joining me on today's run. I'll be wrapping up at about 11 miles and over 1,800 feet of elevation gain. Just a great way to start the day. I love it. Check out my affiliate links for some discounts. If you use those affiliate links to buy anything from those various brands, it also helps give a little kickback to the channel and doesn't cost you anything extra. I've got a lot more coming to the channel, so make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you on the next video. There's some more runners here. Morning guys, how are you?
Good on.
Yeah, thanks man. Nice deer there. Alrighty, I'll leave this video off as we always do. Remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile as I am today in the Topo Athletic Pursuit 2. I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.